Hi everyone, and welcome to another Umi Makes It Easy webinar. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome Salvia Mirza, who is the Managing Director of Resonant Consulting. Salvia is here today to share with us how you can unlock the power of AI in your business, and she's going to share with us the tools, the best practice, and how to minimize risk. So thanks so much for joining us, Salvia. I really appreciate your time with us. And if I could just pass over to you for your presentation.
Nina, thank you so much. I just want to say I appreciate this opportunity so much. And I really think that Umi has a forward-thinking approach about getting people like me to come and have these presentations, because obviously I think all of us realize that AI is the future, and understanding that and actually applying that are two different things. So hopefully this will be the beginning of some thoughtful considerations about what AI means for everybody's organization. So today we're going to be talking about how AI is going to be changing our businesses and how it's going to be integrating into it. I always like to start off my presentations by saying that the future of AI is not predictable. The way that this technology is evolving is extremely rapidly and sometimes disruptively. But there are certain avenues that we can consider right now. And that is what this presentation is going to focus on. It's going to focus on the ways that we can use it right now. And hopefully it will help us to navigate and become fully AI integrated. So let's get completely into it. And what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about how AI is transforming the business landscape. I'm going to share with you guys some AI tools that hopefully will help your small business. We're going to see in which areas of the business sectors AI is relevant. We're going to talk about, this is a very important topic in my opinion, how we're going to balance AI and human input. We're going to talk about unlocking AI's potential, minimizing AI's risks, and then we'll wrap up, and then hopefully Nina and I will have a question and answer session where she will have some input that she can share with me about what she took away from the presentation. Okay, so let's jump right in. So how is AI changing business? It is going to change business in huge ways. But right now, about what statistics tell us is about 60% of the workforce are actually using AI tools from a day-to-day basis. They are using it in the form usually of ChatGPT and usually in the free version. Now, only 7% of organizations are actually having conversations about the impact of AI within the organization. So my hope is, after listening to what I have to say, that more organizations will start having the conversation and realize that this is something that needs to be taken from implicit to explicit within our organizations. So let's talk about the basic overview of how it's transforming the business landscape. First of all, AI is automating operations. Now, automations are not a new thing for businesses. For small businesses, usually they are, but for larger businesses, automations are something that have been in place for a long time. So, for example, you can use an automation to set up the way that you send out your email, the way that you communicate with your clients. All of those these are just small examples of how you can use automation. Well, AI makes automations a lot simpler because you can actually just have a voice conversation with AI and ask it to do this for you, and it can plug into your current interfaces and take over those processes from you. So it streamlines complex processes. The other thing, and this is something that I feel as though is probably the biggest factor for small businesses to consider when they think about using AI, is that it now allows you to be able to make decisions based on much more strategic data. You are able to have access to a tool that understands the way that all business works. And those consulting services that you would have had to pay thousands of dollars to do before, you can now have at your fingertips. So I created a GPT on ChatGPT called EY Advisor. So I took the Ernst & Young advisory services. I asked it to go online and look up exactly the way that they do it. And then I asked it to give me information based on how EY would advise me for my business. Now, that I think is such an amazing opportunity for small businesses, because most of us can't afford to pay the 3,500 pounds a day that large consulting organizations charge us. But you can definitely afford to pay the 20 pound a month that ChatGPT charges you, and be able to get those strategic advantages that larger organizations have access to. Another way that AI is going to change your business is it's going to personalize customer experiences, right? We as an organization understand, as a small organization, understand that the bread and butter lies in our relationship with our customers. And even though we understand that, sometimes it's very difficult to navigate how we are going to deal with our clients and make sure that we have streamlined services, and we can make sure that our customers are always satisfied. AI creates this avenue for you to be able to assess every interaction with your customer. It allows you to be able to create bespoke solutions for your customer based on every interaction that you've had with them. And it also allows you to check in with your customer on a regular basis and make sure that they are satisfied with your service. So we can create surveys on a consistent basis. We can create feedback forms on a consistent basis, and we can analyze those and then improve our services accordingly. AI can help you innovate your business model. Now, previously, what would happen is if you wanted to innovate your business model, you would call in a specialist and have them help you innovate your business model, figure out all of these variables, go through probably a 1 or 2 day workshop where you can figure out what the best avenues you can take in order to be able to maximize your business potential. Now you can use AI tools to do that. And you don't need to take all of that precious time and energy and resources to be able to do that. You can go ahead and use, I am a big fan of ChatGPT, and most of my conversations in this presentation are going to be about ChatGPT. But you can go ahead and go into ChatGPT and give it all of the information about your business, and then ask it to figure out new innovative ways of how you can enhance your business and how you can expand your service offerings. And you can create a new value proposition. You can create an entirely new business model if that's what you want to do. And you can do that with a simple 20 pound a month tool. I know I sound like a ChatGPT salesperson, but I promise you, I'm not getting any cutback, what I don't know what they call it in England, but I'm not getting any commission from ChatGPT. But I do still recommend it highly. Another way that you can use AI for your organization is the workforce evolution. And this is truly another area, just like that strategic advantage that I shared with you, that you can have as a small organization that you probably didn't have before. Before, you would have to employ expensive training programs to help your staff learn new skills. Now you can simply create these new skills platforms within ChatGPT again. You can go ahead and say that I want my staff to learn this new skill, or my staff is struggling with this specific skill and I would like them to have a refresher course on this, or my staff is having a hard time critically thinking through the new processes that we have put in place. And ChatGPT can simply help you create a template that will help you teach them the skills that they need to know in order to move forward with that. So it is transformative, and it can break it down to the minute lesson plan. So you can start off with the lesson plan, then you can have them create all of the teaching materials, then you can have them create all of the assessments, and everything that you need is right there. And all you need to do is to be able to administer it. And if you don't want to administer it, you can go ahead and assign your workforce to go and just go on ChatGPT and spend 15 minutes learning, and then you can come back and test them and see how much they learned. And I promise you, you will be very surprised by the outcome. This addressing ethical and privacy concerns is something that I had to add within the how AI is changing business, because as I mentioned before, 60% of the workforce, this is an informal survey because nobody's doing formal surveys yet. 60% of the workforce is using AI. Now that means that 40% of them are not. And those people that are using AI understand how much of a leverage using AI gives them, and how much their jobs have become easier, and how much time they are saving. And this means that 40% of the organization are not having access to that. And so these are going to, this is what's going to lead to ethical inequalities within organizations, and it's not going to be fair. And when AI becomes a transformative tool within an organization, those people that have been using it are going to be at an advantage to those people who are not, because they have already walked through the barriers of entry, and they understand how to use it, and they understand that they understand things like prompt engineering and figuring out what kind of things they need to say to the AI to get what they want out of it. The rest of the organization won't have that. So we do need to have these discussions. It's going to change the ethical inequalities within organizations. And how do we address that? That is something that is very, very crucial. And I think that hopefully, if you take anything away from this presentation, you take away the fact that we need to be talking about this, and we need to be making sure that we are harnessing equality within the organization. So when I was asked this question, what are the most accessible AI tools for small to medium-sized businesses? A lot of the tools are very bespoke. And if I talk to organizations on an individual level, I would help you find tools that would be specifically for your organization. For this presentation, I'm going to share with you some tools that hopefully you can experiment with, and they will help you from a universal level. So the first one obviously is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the king, queen, and emperor of all AI tools. It has the capability to do everything you need it to do right now from an AI perspective. Obviously, we are looking into AI evolution, and those tools will transform, and they will do so much more than what they're capable of doing right now. But from my experience, ChatGPT does the most and offers the most benefit to an organization. My recommendation when using ChatGPT is that just get the paid version. Don't use use the free version if you have to, but if you have 20 pounds a month, please purchase ChatGPT and start using it, and just start having conversations with it. And from those conversations, your knowledge about using it will grow so rapidly. You will see within a 30-day period what you're able to do with it will be incredible. And your mind will help you evolve that relationship. The second tool that is big, and that's why it's up there with ChatGPT, is something that is evolving right now, and that is the Google Cloud Auto ML. Now, everybody is looking for bespoke solutions, and this provides those bespoke solutions for you. Basically, what this does is it takes all of your information as an organization and provides you unique solutions for yourself. It uses machine learning to create custom AI models, and then those custom AI models are solutions for you. And they're becoming easier and easier to use. So if you do use the Google platform, this is something definitely worth exploring and seeing whether you can automate some processes, make some AI models that will serve your organization specifically. There are paid aspects to this, but they do give you free tokens. So in the beginning, I would just say go in and test those free tokens and see how it goes. The other tool for a small organization is the Salesforce Einstein. Now, Einstein is the Mac Daddy of AI in the CRM field. And I do believe, if I am allowed to predict, that this will become the CRM tool, because they decided to integrate AI into it long before anyone else did. And there is a first mover advantage in the field of AI. So I hope So if you do require a CRM solution, I'm going to say try Sales Einstein, because Einstein will make those processes so much easier for you. And in the past, what organizations did was they took their data and they put it in their CRM, but they didn't really do anything with it. It was just kind of stored there. Einstein makes sure that you actually get meaningful information from that data, and you can use that to create meaningful marketing campaigns, meaningful interactions with your clients, and figure out whether things that you're doing are actually working or not. And some of the other tools that I will discuss with you will lead you into, will help you to create meaningful impact from your Einstein, from your Salesforce Einstein materials. Grammarly for Business is another tool that I would highly recommend. This basically allows you to make sure that all of your documents are perfect. There's absolutely no reason for us to have any imperfect documents anymore. AI has taken care of that completely. Typos, grammatical errors, miscommunication. It can give you insights. It can correct your material. And when it gives you insights, it gives you intelligent insights. So it's going to read it as if it was a college professor. And this college professor has much more knowledge about what you're trying to say than you do. And it knows how to correct it. So that is another tool I recommend for business. You can also use ChatGPT to do this. So the Mac Daddy will take care of that aspect for you as well. And then these are just these are just a few tools that are out there that are making an impact, and they are using AI in a really effective way. The three that I really love are Canva, QuickBooks, and Hootsuite. Now, Canva is it actually has a Canva AI section, so it allows you to create all of your digital market designs and marketing campaigns and things like that. For those of you who are familiar with Canva, it already was an amazing tool, but the AI version is much better. QuickBooks allows you to use AI for your accounting software. I haven't used this, but during our research, we found a lot of people who are talking about this and saying that it is an improvement on accounting software. I'm waiting for a fully AI integrated accounting software, and right now is just in the initial stages of that. And then Hootsuite Insights, right? So Hootsuite is that social media management tool that you can use, and it is difficult to keep up with your social media presence when you are a small business, but we definitely understand the power of it. We understand what an impact it has on our business when we are out there promoting ourselves and having a conversation. Using Hootsuite AI can help you do that in an effective way. And then finally, I just have a couple of, a project management tool that I want to share with you. Trello is a great project management tool, and it has its own automated assistant called Butler. And so that's a recommendation. And then Zoho, which is a CRM tool. Again, you could try that out. And then MailChimp allows you to automate your newsletters and do amazing things like that. So I'm going to recommend that too. Okay. I am moving a little faster now because I realized that we don't have a lot of time, but I want to make sure that I cover everything that I have prepared for you today. So which areas of business are good candidates for AI to make it easier? I am the person who is going to say every area of business is a good candidate. There is not any aspect of business that cannot be improved by AI integration. But for the sake of this presentation, I've taken a few areas, and let's just talk it through, and you'll see what an amazing impact it can have on these areas. So let's go ahead and say, first of all, customer service. Customer service AI chatbots have been around for a long time. We know that banking institutions have used them for effectively, and most of the time we don't feel the need to be able to have a human intervention. We like it. For some people, we like it, but most of the time the AI chatbots can take care of business for us. Now, with the generative AI chatbots, they are so much more responsive, and they can understand nuances, so they can offer additional information. And then when you integrate them with machine learning and deep learning, we can give them all of the information that they require to make effective communication possible with your organization. So customer service is going to radically change. And I think most of us have had customer service experiences that are less than optimal. But we do know that when our clients communicate with us from a customer service perspective, we don't want to frustrate them, right? And so this helps to be able to leverage better communication, better interaction, more information to our clients. So that is an area that's going to change rapidly, I believe. And I am a person who believes that everything is going to transform. I think customer service is going to become very much an AI-driven area. Marketing and sales, as I shared with you, all of those lovely AI tools. I think that marketing and sales is going to benefit greatly from this, and we're going to be able to automate most of the processes that we do right now. And I think marketing and sales is going to transition into your leadership department. So what you're going to have is you're going to have your marketing and sales people really going out there and figuring out what the customer wants, rather than selling what you want to the customer. And so that's going to transform. And I for one, I'm really looking forward to that. Supply chain management is already been completely transformed by AI. We've seen organizations like Amazon and use it, and we have a lot of organizations that are using the metaverse to optimize logistics. And now with AI integration, it just becomes easier and easier to do that. And when you can completely envision your supply chain in a virtual environment, it just saves so much time, energy, effort, resources, and it just makes everything easier. Human resources. So I have been going to a lot of AI presentations, and human resources is an area that they're creating a lot of GPTs. Now, GPTs are those things that function as an entire process. So they have human resource GPTs that do everything that a human resources department can do. And for a small business, that is exciting, because we don't get to hire a human resources department, but we have the same problems that large organizations have, and we can't resolve those most of the time. And we try our best, but now we can have this entire human resources department that allows us to take every single human resource problem that we have and solve it at a large organizational level. And I think this is something that we should be very excited about. We can think about, neurodiverse employees. We can talk about, providing better engagement strategies for our employees. Our onboarding processes can be so much more immersive. So this to me is great. Financial services, right? So financial services is an area that we do have to make sure that we take care of. We have to pay for those things, but hopefully with AI, what we'll do is we'll have in-house solutions that allow us to be able to real time take care of the fraud and risk management strategies that we need for our organization. Financial services as an industry as a whole is optimal for AI integration. AI makes much more logical decisions and requires a lot less oversight, and it makes far fewer mistakes than people do. And most of us really care about our financial services, so I know that it's going to have a huge impact on this sector. Operations, yes, 100%. You can use ChatGPT today to go ahead and streamline your operation processes. You can just give it everything that you're doing right now and ask it to give you improvements, and it will do that. And it is incredible how we're going to be able to, I believe this, that we're going to be able to, things that used to take us 3 or 4 steps are going to take us 1 or 2 now. And AI is going to help us to be able to get that. Research and development. How much do small businesses require research and development? more than anyone else, right? Because as a small business, we have a very small a small framework that we work within, and all of the research that we require is difficult to get. Now we can use these AI tools to be able to do specific research for everything that we're doing within an organization. And the nice thing about it is it can be bespoke research. So if you, for example, want to research an entire industry that you have a presentation for the next day, you can do that and have real-time and have real-time data on what this industry is doing and exactly how they're doing it. These are things that we didn't think about when we were, these are some things that small businesses don't really think about. Large businesses do this. Large consulting companies go in and come in with all these big data answers. And now small businesses have access to that, which is very exciting. I shared with you Trello, which is a productivity tool that has Butler with AI integration. I use Airtable, which has some AI integration. Basecamp is another productivity tool that has AI integration. All of them are starting to use AI. And the way that productivity tools used to work in the past is that you actually had to learn how to use them. And that was a big problem because you had to take away because you actually used to have to integrate them and then spend time making sure that everybody was using them properly. And so many times that was a very painful and long process. Now productivity tools will just respond to your instructions, and you can basically you will basically be able to tell it that this is the project that I have. Go ahead and create all the parameters for me that I need in order to make this project happen. Assign all of the people, assign the time and the resources, and let's get this project started. So productivity tools already are, but in the future will get a huge boost. So this area, this question, I love this question. We've talked about how it's going to change business. We've talked about the tools. We've talked about the areas, but this is interesting because this is the area that most people come to me and ask me about because they're concerned about it. AI is a little scary for people. Actually, sometimes it's a lot scary for people. And the reason it's scary is because we don't necessarily understand, and we don't understand how it's going to fit into us, fit in with us. So I'm going to just talk about there is a balance between the human and AI. And I want everybody to remember that this is a tool that is developed, that is developed to help us to operate better, to function better, to do more, to live better. So the way that I want to address this is by saying that, I want to look at what AI does. Now, AI is something, it's a tool that's developed. And what it excels in right here is task automation, as we talked about. It can do great data processing, and it can identify patterns. This identifying patterns is interesting. So what it basically can do is it can look at the way that we do things very quickly and then give us what the next steps are so that we don't have to think about that. Humans, on the other hand, we are very, we have intuition, we have emotional input, we are extremely creative, and we also make judgments. And those things are wonderful, but also they are terrible. They cause all of the problems and they create all of the solutions. AI integrated with the things that make humans unique allows us to be able to step out of the problems that we have and focus on the solutions. AI can give us solutions that we never had before. And so together, what we can do is we can figure out solutions that we never had before. And I know I'm repeating myself, but that is a really important point. And it also can address the complex issues within organizations that we would have had to require external expertise with. So we can do more as organizations and as humans. I use AI for everything in my life. I'm going to share with you. I use it as my personal fitness coach. I use it as my business advisor. I use it as a strategy advisor, and I know that all the while I am using it in a very human way. And that human way is that I'm looking at it from an emotional perspective. But when it gives me all of the information, it gives me all of the information in a very cut and dry way. And I use it very effectively. So the other thing that I want to talk about when we're talking about balancing AI and human input is that AI is very fair. When the biases that you hear about within AI, although they're there right now, this is something that AI will fix very quickly. If you tell an AI that it is biased, it understands what that bias looks like, and then it can correct itself. So we can go back and do that. Humans, on the other hand, we don't have such an easy time correcting our biases because our biases are deeply ingrained and we actually don't even know where they came from. So using AI for things that traditionally have bias in it will help us to become more fair and balanced. And I think that that will be a wonderful way for us to move forward. And I think within the organizations, we can have much more authentic and meaningful relationships with others when we know that we can come at it without our biases. Um, and then the other thing that AI and humans can do together is innovate. This is something that we have a hard time doing. We want to innovate. We really do. And we create all of these innovations, but usually what happens with an innovation, we have an idea and then we don't know how to implement that idea. When we work together with AI, we can take that idea and we can make it we can take it from this from its beginning to its end and map out all of those steps. So I think that our innovation is going to get better. And I think that we're going to come up with great solutions together with AI that are going to make meaningful impact to all of us. So, what mindset shifts do we need to unlock the power of AI? So, this is a great question. The mindset is probably the most important aspect because if we can shift our minds to integrate to this, I think that the benefits will just be so much more for all of us. So these are the mindset shifts. So I want you to first and foremost think of AI as an augmentation. So stop thinking of it as something that's going to take over your life and it's going to replace your job because nobody knows whether that's going to happen. Most of the way that we work as humans is that we adapt. So if it does take over certain jobs that we do right now, we might end up creating new jobs, or maybe we might end up creating entirely new functions in society. So look at it as an augmentation. Look at it as something that enhances what we do, not replaces what we do. Um, Also, I want you to start thinking about it as a tool that allows you to become a lifelong learner. We all know this, right? We all know that being having a growth mindset is something that is extremely beneficial. But most of us are restricted from having a growth mindset because the learning is not adapting to the way that we are as humans. With an AI, you can have a unique learning platform for yourself that takes into consideration the way that you learn, what you've known so far, how you can evolve from that. So it's exciting to think that now we can all start being creative learners at any age or any stage of our lives. Um, I use it for cultivating collaborative intelligence all the time within my organization. It has been an amazing tool to have everybody sit down and bring in their contributions to what they put into AI. And then I put my input into AI. And then AI gives us all of these different solutions. And then what ends up happening is we have this collaborative learning environment that leads us to a higher level than anything that we were able to do previously. The ethical use, again, I want us to think about when we unlock AI's potential, the ethical use is something that we need to consider and have conversations about. I walk around telling everybody that we need to start thinking of the ethical conversations that we have around AI in the same way that we used to think about as Socrates and Plato and Aristotle used to talk about ethics. This is going to be a bigger and bigger conversation, and we are going to have a lot to say about it. And so start now. Start having a conversation with everybody about what you think about AI. There are no right answers. There are no wrong. If you hate it, say it. If you love it, say it. If you have no opinion about it, say it. And then hopefully it will develop an opinion, and then we will develop opinion. But then when we start having these conversations, we will start developing an ethical framework that how it works for us and how we can transform using it. Um, I work as an enterprise advisor for a sixth form college, and I am somebody who is a huge advocate of the fact that all organizations, whether they're small or large or one person organizations, they need to understand what AI means and how AI matters to them. And so having those formalized structured conversations, bring somebody in for an AI training, bring me in for an AI training, have somebody do this officially for your organization, because I think it will make I think you will see that your return on investment from doing that is going to be huge. All of the feedback that I get whenever I go into an organization and do some training is that, productivity went out the roof. So I think that that is something to consider. And then also understanding the broader impact of AI on the society, and understanding that, as I mentioned, and I'm going to mention it again, making sure that everybody has access to it, making sure that we can be we all have equal benefits. So that is something that I think that we need to consider. So how can we minimize the risks of using AI? We've had a lot of conversations about the equality of it. That is a huge risk, but there are things that we can do about it right now. So first and foremost, like I said to you, you can start training yourself and your organization on its use and having discussions about it. When you think about using AI for your organization, think about it as an ethical framework that is bespoke to you. We don't have to have ethical frameworks that are societal anymore right now. Right now, let's just talk about your organization. What are your values? And how does AI fit into those values? And then start having those conversations and creating structure around that. AI can write all of the documents and everything you need to support what you're doing. So from the beginning, it's really important to have those conversations. So also making sure that how you use AI aligns with your organizational culture and values. It's time to have those discussions again. Most of us have this beginning where we're developing our business model, and we talk about our values and we talk about what our organizational culture is, but then we get caught up in the running a day to day of the business, and we forget about that. AI can help remind us of that and keep us on task for that. And then the other thing is making sure that we're aware of the risk management and cybersecurity measures. I am somebody who believes that in the future this is going to be difficult, but right now it can really help us to secure what we do and how we do it. So I would definitely say look into that. And then regulation is something that we do need to consider. There are there are government regulations that are being considered about AI, and I would say that we do need to stay informed on them, because for every regulation that gets placed on us in the UK, there are those regulations all over the world where people are open to innovate with AI any which way that they want to. So staying informed about the regulations and understanding how that affects you is something that will minimize AI risks. We don't want to be out of the loop. AI innovation is the biggest growing field right now, and we don't want to be restricted from being able to do amazing things with AI. And then the other thing is that having automated oversight. So as I shared with you, there are those tools, and you can use things like Google Cloud Auto ML to provide regulations for your AI tools, so you can see how your staff are using it, what they're using it for, whether they're sharing those resources with each other. And having those oversights in the business is something that will help you mitigate those risks and make sure that you have fair usage within the organization. So that's all really I have to say. And I'm giving you my information. You can always reach out to me. I have slots on my website for consultations all the time. And the reason why I put them there is less to do with business development. I'm always interested in doing business with you, but I'm more interested in sharing with you my insights about AI. So if you feel like you want to have more of a conversation about it, book a slot with me and I will give you any information that you want that I have that can hopefully make your AI integration journey easy.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.